What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. My name is Nick Longo. I'm here for today and tomorrow with our buddy Alex Lazaris. Alex, what's going on, dude?
Hey man, how you doing, Nick?
This is number 3, third time's a charm.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's been so long since we've done a stream together, so I'm just
I
so
know,
happy to be here
dude.
with you again.
This is gonna be great. When they told me it was you, I was like, oh, this is double fun because man, the copywriting skills when we pair up, forget about it.
Absolutely. With a little sprinkling in of chat helping us with the puns. Chat,
Yes.
we will need you ferociously today for all
Good.
the puns, all the things. We're just so excited to have you with us today.
That's excellent, dude. Yeah, so we've got a great graphic design kind of set up for us today. If you want, man, give everybody who hasn't met you yet a little brief intro and what we're going to be doing today and tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Lazaris. I run a small little independent brand design studio called Lazaris. Our website is wearelazaris.com if you want to see our work there. But you can also come on over to Behance and check me out, behance.net/Alex Lazaris, and you can look at what I'm doing. I uploaded a brand new case study / project for you this morning. So
Excellent.
Make sure you follow so you can see all the weirdness that I'm up to lately.
Good timing on that new project, right? Get it in today.
I got to do it for the people, you know. I haven't been updating my portfolio as much as I need to. So I'm very
That's
excited.
a good problem to have, I think. I've been talking to a few other designers in that same boat and just it's like that post-it that never goes away on your screen. Like, I got to update my Behance. I got to update my website.
Absolutely. It's definitely the case of the cobbler's children don't have any shoes. We're so busy making it for our clients that we're
Exactly.
really do it for ourselves. But it's
And
important
if it keeps
update your Behance profiles, keep them live.
Exactly. So give us a little overview. What are we going to be doing today and tomorrow? What's the goal?
So I need to first introduce y'all to who I am. So
there you go.
Many of y'all have seen me on the show, but you don't know what I do outside of living on Adobe. So living outside of Adobe, I have done many silly things that my parents still are like, why does he do this? So here's photos of me racing downhill skateboards, all over the place. Here's me racing motorcycles, more skateboards. This is a photo from me in a race in Dubai. And here's like me in Croatia. So I do a lot of stupid things. And most recently, I have left retirement and I'm coming back to racing again. So I'm very excited. I am now racing $500 beater cars called Lemons.
Now, this is something totally new to me. You explained a little bit of it, but what a great idea. What's the basics here?
So there is an endurance race called the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And that is an endurance race of hypercars. They got full teams, your Porsches, Mercedes, all that stuff. They race in France and it goes all night. It's pretty crazy. If you've seen the Ford versus Ferrari movie, that's
yes.
what they do. It's such a good movie. And also that's what they do. But there's a $500 American alternative called the 24 Hours of Lemons, where you buy a car for $500 and you race that car for 24 hours. And so that is what I'm doing now. I have a little team and it's amazing. And we have 2 Supras that we're doing. So very excited.
Now, can you add to that 500 or?
So there is like a lot of rules and terms and regulations around that. So like safety equipment, like the 6-point harnesses and all that stuff are unlimited budget, brakes and tires as well.
Gotcha.
But then other parts, you have to kind of sell parts off the car to like kind of reinforce or rebuy things. So like if your engine's not working, you got to figure out how to make it work again. So it's a pretty cool, pretty fun thing. And like all good race teams and racers, you need to have a sweet logo.
Yes.
And I've never made one for myself. And so you get to watch me and participate with me as I struggle through the hardest design choices in the world is making a logo for yourself.
I think everyone can feel that pain, man. It's like, You're your worst critic, right? You can make a design for anybody else, but when you're doing it for yourself, what is it? Like, why is that so hard?
Yeah, it's so tough. And because I might do this, I might do some karting racing, I might do some other things in there. I want it to be flexible enough to like encompass me as a person, but then also the industry and the sport that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna see where we can get
Perfect. Cool. So we're gonna get right into it, and I love this process too of working through it with other designers. I know that's why we all kind of hang out here and check out Behance. It's the neatest thing to see how you approach a project from the very beginning. What are those ways you find inspiration and all that great stuff? So we're gonna dig into that. One of the things I forgot to mention at the beginning, if you've missed any of the last Illustrator daily challenges or creative challenges with Julia, you can catch them the first week of replays every weekday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So don't forget that as well. We're going to get right back into it. And where are we starting, man? Kick us off.
So here's kind of, I've kind of tried to take a couple liberties. I've already started pulling some typefaces and things like that. But I just really quickly pulled some inspiration together. What I'm looking at right now is like CC Motorcycle Motor Coffee Company. They have a really great shop in Portland, Oregon. They sell like motorcycles. They've got a little cafe. I think they have one in like Reno now too, or something like that.
Okay.
Great little coffee shop, great little helmet wall on this side. It's super cute. It's awesome. But they also do a like vintage motorcycle like meetup called, I think the One Motor Show or something like that. It's in Portland as well. Anyways, they have a really cool merch line. I think there's some really interesting things in here that I like the little flags. Cool. The type that they've always done is really cool. I like that they've got the logos kind of on the side. And just kind of, these are all fake logos. And I think they're fun.
Yeah, I noticed that. Great. It looks like you and I did those.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these are great. Yeah, Go Away for Subway.
Exactly.
And you got the Dirt video. So
DVD.
Aggressive,
Mobbing.
the Mobile One knockoff, the Canon knockoff as well. So there's some fun things happening there. But then I've also started saying I've recently got into Formula One watching through Drive to Survive on Netflix. Mm-hmm. You guys haven't seen it. It's phenomenal. But Daniel Ricciardo is one of my favorite drivers right now.
Yeah.
And his merch line is pretty sweet. And so I'm looking at what he's doing. Wow, that's
totally different. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, his number is really great. They've done this whole vintage thing, but I think earlier, Nick, we were talking about vintage cars coming back and all that stuff, but it really is kind of coming back in full force, not just in the purchasing of what people are doing, but also this 917 Porsche Martini Racing, neckerchief and things like that. Even just the numbers that they're doing on some of the merchandise that they're bringing back. And Martini Racing is a team that you're not really seeing around that much anymore, but they have done so many new collaborations and things like that. And so it's kind of fun. I love the color palette. The blues and the reds are beautiful. So, I think doing a little bit of something vintage, modern chic could be pretty fun. But
do you find in looking in all the inspiration you've looked at and knowing the space as well as you do, are people pushing the limits in this as far as design goes? Are you seeing people really going off on different tangents and going away from maybe what's expected a lot of times?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, I always like when people kind of buck the status quo a little bit and start doing some really interesting things. So one of the artists that I love is Ornamental Conifer. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, so Ornamental Conifer is an artist in LA. He works at Racing Services. He does all this incredible hand lettering work. If Instagram was not broken today, I would say go check them out.
We're lost.
But his work is just phenomenal. He does a really great job of just making things feel just kinetic.
Everything's coming off the page in a certain way. And I mean, it's not just common dimensional stuff there. You're seeing very, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole later on this.
Yeah, he's done 2 seasons of Daniel Ricciardo's helmets now.
Look at that. That's gorgeous. So there's a perfect example of someone going a little bit off, and it still works.
I want to have one of his helmets done or one of my helmets painted by him because I think they're just so cool and different.
Well done. That's so cool, man. I love seeing this stuff because I think any industry you're in or you're designing for, I think that's one of the coolest things we get to do is maybe strive to do something. Can you set the new standard with it by something you do? Like, that's a great goal, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what I'm trying to figure out is like, I don't want to do what is kind of the tried and true for my own logo. I've never
Yes.
liked kind of repeating what I'm seeing from other
Good.
people. I think when you see a lot of people with their like racing logos, it's like fast and digital and just like super aggressive. And I kind of don't want that because that's not really who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to do something kind of unique. And so when I see
Good.
people like this that are challenging the status quo and doing things that are very different, like I want to work with those types of people. So
That's great. Good inspiration. I love when you see someone that has a look, but it changes throughout each one of these tiles. Like there's a common thread, but it's not the same thing over and over again. You know, that's
his
killer.
work on like old Porsches is just amazing as well. So definitely check him out, give him follows
Nice.
and things like that. Their work is insane.
Perfect.
If
look
you're
at
in the
that.
LA area, they also do like meetups and things at this racing services shop sometimes.
I might be there next time.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
killer. Look
Yeah,
at that, dude.
it's just
Wow.
so cool. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. And I love, and this is the kind of stuff to really aspire to. Like, and I love that idea too of doing for your own is so tough. Sometimes the best thing to do is see other examples of what people have done. It almost has that kind of like, you know, love it or leave it kind of vibe. Like you almost have to take that risk. Be like, this is representing me and what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
So if anybody ever has a car that you want me to doodle on, I won't give you anywhere near this level, but I'll bring my own paint.
All right, there you go. You heard it here first, guys. And great, and the color palettes as well. I mean, so much good stuff to pull from, and great stuff to kind of start. So
Yeah,
let's take a look and see what's next.
So yeah, so that was just kind of some quick inspo that I pulled. I'm kind of going into this completely blind, just as much as like, you know, chat always has really good ideas. So we'll see what you know, chat has.
You guys can help us out for sure.
Yeah, and I've started with a healthy smattering of typefaces.
Oh wow, yeah.
There's so many, but you can kind of see some of them have this like little vintagey vibe.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And so, you know, we can probably play around with that. I got some like black lettery stuff. I've got some more athletic-y looking things. So there's a lot of really good things to pull from.
I even like that one that has the kind of the unfixed expanding the big L and the big R. 2, 3 down from there. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot, and obviously that makes sense for motion. If you're ever doing anything, a motion version of your logo, there's something already happening there where it feels like the scale's messing around with you.
Yeah, this typeface is called Joyride, and the capitals are just extended so much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and you could drop like a capital R. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. So there's a lot we can play with that as well. So there's a lot of things. So I think we're gonna be very busy today.
Good. Yeah.
So I guess
what were some? Oh, I was going to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
When you were pulling these fonts, is it a background kind of that's what I'm looking for? It's just an instant one, or are you thinking of keywords to look for and be like, I need aggressive, I need fancy, I need modern? Like, where do they even come from when you're picking them?
So the way I typically start is I go to myfonts.com. I don't know if anybody's been there before, but if you go to myfonts.com, they have like a hot new fonts section.
Nice. Got to get the hot ones, but
the hot new font section is really nice. I like it because it gives, sometimes there's like discounts going on for the new fancy ones. And so I like to kind of keep my eye on what's going on there. And if I find something that I really like, it might be on discount for later on.
Yes. All right, that's good.
You can always obviously use, you know, Adobe fonts and all that stuff. That's a great spot, especially to start from free, and Google Fonts as well. But I wanted to look for typefaces with like some unique characters to it that maybe other people aren't using, just as like a starting point for some of my logo.
Yes.
You know, I'll show you guys how to make your own custom ones as well. But there's some like really fun ones, like, and sometimes this is the trap that I run into when I'm looking for typefaces. Sometimes is I go, ooh, that typeface is really pretty, but it doesn't really necessarily fit what I'm looking for, or it doesn't work from a logo perspective. This feels really nice from like headlines, maybe is a nice display typeface.
Good. Yeah, have you used wordmark.it?
What?
Yeah, so this will preview any word you want in all of your installed fonts that are on your computer. Believe it or not. Oh, I think we lost Alex. Give us a second here, guys. If you guys have not checked out wordmark.it, it's pretty cool. You go to it, it will look at all of your fonts in your system and basically give you a preview of any typed word you want, so you can see. That's how I find out the fonts that maybe I've forgotten or I didn't remember I had. So great way to check out there as well. Let's double check with Alex. Alex, can you hear us? I guess not. Let me give him a chat and see if we're good to go here, guys. Oh, let's see. I'm just gonna give him a quick one. Oh, he must have left. I think he'll be coming back. What should I do here in the meantime? Well, how about you guys? What kind of advice do you guys have when you are building a logo for yourself or something like that? I'd love to hear from you guys, because I think that, again, is one of those things, one of the toughest things that we can't find that right way to put something together for ourselves. We could do it for so many other people. So give it a shot and see, like, what kind of stuff do you guys have that would be a great advice for everybody when you're picking a logo for yourself. I know for me, I tend to show it to a lot of other folks, but I want to have some rationale behind it to make sure that there's something there that you can really, really express. So if there's something you're trying to do with that. Yeah, it looks like you guys saw the froze as well. Alex, computers crash. Yeah, I'm assuming that's it. Let's see. I found coming back to it really helped me, like a traditional painting, leave it overnight. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think a lot of times sitting on it for just a little bit and making sure that you are hitting all of the objectives of what you want it to be would be good. So I agree with you as well. Sitting overnight and kind of looking at something like that is pretty good. Anybody else? Let's see. Yep. That's a great one, Cartier. I love that idea. Ask the people close to you to describe you in 3 words. That's a great idea. I'm doing that with my students right now. They're doing their own self-branded. And what I love about that is they have to kind of agree on those 3 words that are something that could really, really be describing them. And the best way to do it is you can ask family, you can ask friends, maybe even old colleagues that you worked with. That kind of stuff is fantastic as well. So there's so many different ways to do it. This could be YouTube crashing as well. I hope not. We're not using YouTube for this. We're just through Zoom. I'm hoping we'll have Alex back any second now. Maybe he might have had an issue with restarting or something. Ooh, good one. Not being too precious with it. That is exactly it. I think at a certain point you have to just come to some final and say, let's go with it. Put it out there. Hopefully you've done everything you can to get that logo there better. But any other questions or things like that when it comes down to doing self logos and self branding, we can chat about that while we're waiting for Alex to come back. Anybody go through that just recently? Ooh, all right, there you go. Perfect stuff there. Hearing about Adobe stock is a good place to start as well. Where do you guys go for inspiration when it comes to branding and logos and things like that? I've used Logo Lounge a lot. I've used Dribbble a lot. Go to Behance and kind of search for logo designs that are somewhat similar or in a way. That's a great way to do it. Let's see. The video on Behance is on YouTube. Okay, gotcha. Oh, here's a great one. Simplicity is key. Too many designers try to be unique or clever when, generally speaking, the most simple designs are the most effective. Don't try to pack too much into it. I totally agree with you. One of the best lines I remember hearing was, logos don't have to say the entire conversation. They just have to maybe start the conversation with your brand or with it. And it looks like we've got Alex back. All right, we're going to stand by really quick, guys. We'll be right back. Oh, are you muted? Or microphone maybe.
There you go. Microphone is off. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
My computer just decided that it didn't want to work today.
Oh, Dude, that was perfect. I couldn't stretch it any longer. All right, guys. Well, we are back. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but we got Alex back, and we were talking a little bit about how you make these logos and these brands for yourself. So everybody had a few good things in there as far as, don't try to go too much with it. Really trying to be less is more. A little. I think we were kind of left off with picking a few fonts and your process on the next step. Where are we going?
Where are we going is a great question.
Yeah.
Oh no, my images died in the
what
crash.
The heck?
The great crash of 2021.
Wow.
Let me find it real quick. So let me find my files. So where we're going with it is we're going to start making some custom images, or sorry, some custom logos. We'll just do that from scratch. I'll show you how to do that, and then we can start playing with typefaces to start. Actually,
good.
You know what? For my day one fans, my long timers, I think we're going to start
the loyalist.
For the loyalist, if you've been here in chat, you've known that I love comic papyrus.
The best of both worlds.
Yes, the best of both typefaces.
There you go.
I think we need a custom comic papyrus logo because it's been.
We're gonna start there.
Yeah, we're gonna start with a custom papyrus logo. Absolutely. Let me just make sure I've got the correct whip file going on.
Perfect. Let's see what we got.
Images are working.
Beautiful. Love it.
There we go. All right, comic papyrus. So every good racer gets a good number, right?
Yes.
So what numbers in chat would you like?
Give us a number, chat.
Just all the numbers. Twitch chat loves to count. I'm sure Adobe loves to count too.
Yes. It'll be that first one we see that comes through there. Let's see. Ooh, it's about a minute or two away or a few seconds away. I never even saw this font. This does exist. I've never seen it.
Oh, yes. Tim's like, comic papyrus?
Now we need lobster hobo or something.
Oh, God. What a great idea.
Oh, here we go. 39, 42, 7, 86. Okay. Give us a whatever you want to do there, man.
0,
look at that. That woke him up.
47.
Yep.
14.
I see 86, 47 we got again. How many do you need?
Whatever.
Just a few?
Those are all good starts. Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
Thank you, chatters.
So will you like have a number assigned to the brand? Is this kind of the idea?
Maybe. I like the elite one from Tim. So like numbers are really tricky actually in racing because typically like 1 through 10 are typically reserved for people in those places. Yeah. Depending on the sport you're in. So for you to like get 1 through 3, you typically have to like earn that by placing in that position, and then you can change your number if you elect to. But sometimes you can pick your numbers as long as it's not taken already. Yeah. So
Omar had a great idea. You could do a 7, and then the 7 can invert or rotate to an L.
Oh, that's big smarts.
Dude,
I like
creative director of the day. Thank you, Omar.
That's brilliant. So in the theming of this comic papyrus, as everybody knows, or maybe you don't know, but it's been a long time running joke that I am going to start my own cult of papyrus.
Perfect.
So I'm going to just start really quickly by trying to like make a little like symbol. I don't know what it's going to be yet.
All right.
What am I going to do? Maybe I'll start with like a star.
Okay.
And then, that's probably okay. Then I can like make it a little bit funky or something.
Best invention ever on Illustrator right there.
Oh, I love it. The corners tool is my favorite. Kind of an interesting shape. Maybe do I need some diagonals? I don't know.
Could be.
Every cult needs diagonals.
Of course. It shows motion, shows we're going somewhere, right? Yep.
So what I'm doing is just duplicating it and then rotating it just to see if there's anything interesting happening.
Nice.
We should just group those and then click to align perfectly centered, and then Just scale it down a little
There
bit.
you go.
So it's a start. All right. So I think the weight's probably about the same. What I'll do is I'll just duplicate it over.
Always love that.
And
why do you do that?
Just so I can have free pixels
Exactly.
and not be destructive.
Exactly. Keep every step, just duplicate and start making the next phase. Because you never know when you got to go back and like, oh, I expanded it and I need it in line form again, right?
Absolutely.
Looks like an old school hub cover.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Why is it not expanding?
Let's see. There you go.
Instead of just duplicated it further away. All right, let's see here. Command O, Shift O, Command O. Nope. Whoa, wrong. What's going on here? All
Yikes.
Right, I'm just making up commands now.
Yeah.
Expand.
There you go.
All right, that worked.
Perfect.
All right, so what I'll do there is just I'll make it all one thing by taking Pathfinder and join shapes. So now it's all one beautiful little logo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a roughen, which is
I was going to say,
short.
Is there a papyrus roughen option by now? You would think by now it's so commonly known that sketchy chalk vibe. That's so funny.
1%. Let's see how much detail I need. Probably.
This is one of those, I like this tool so much. I've used it a lot with my students and showing when they have something from a sketch and now they're vectorizing it and it lost that touch of handmade. Like just go in and do a quick little rough into something and you'll have what a difference it makes to bring back that feeling if it's missing from a sketch or something, you know?
Yeah.
In your case, you're just trying to match papyrus.
Yeah, which is tough. It's not going as smoothly as I was hoping.
and subtly, you could see it too. It's very subtle even in the font, but it's just enough to see some little cracks and some roughness in there, which is cool. Yeah, hey, Amy Hood, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? What's your favorite hill to
bomb down?
You ever done 3rd Street in Laguna? I used to bottom out my car every time. That's so funny. There is a bunch of really good runs out in Malibu, like Tuna Canyon and everything that a bunch of my buddies skate. I haven't done enough like SoCal skating stuff.
I've done that area on mountain bikes as well too. It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. It could be pretty hairy. I love that stuff. It's like Stunt Road in that area. I don't know if you're familiar with that area. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's actually
what's
pretty
going
close.
on?
Look at that.
Look at that.
We got a little.
You should make a whole dingbat section for for papyrus. Come on, that's the missing thing.
I love that.
Oh my Lord, might as well have fun with it. By the way, how funny is that? I don't know her name. The girl on TikTok doing that did all the rebrands. How many of us just went, why didn't we think of that? Oh my God, she is insanely incredible. She's so good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
That's awesome. This is great. So look at this. We're already just a few minutes in and I feel like a logo option 1 is already the winner.
I mean, everybody needs a little cult, follow in there. Right.
Exactly. And have one option always done in this font. That's not a bad idea.
You never know until your client, picks the Cult of Papyrus logo.
Exactly. You're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you haven't educated the client just enough. Oh, there you go. Now that's cool.
Is that like
nice?
Maybe it's a thing. Yeah, we got some little symbols going on here. Let's see what else we can get.
Yeah, it also kind of has the DB vibe too. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's kind of neat. That's kind of cool.
What else? What other numbers do we get? We got 1337. Amazing. Yeah. We get some leak speak going.
Is there any limit to the racing numbers? Is it only
like
2?
3 characters is probably the max.
Yeah. Okay. I'm typically familiar with the 1 or 2, but that's kind of cool. So I know you're not doing any sketching or anything, but like typically in this situation, how much time are you spending kind of doing a little prelim? Do you do a few?
It depends. Right now, I'm just like for certain instances, I'm not gonna get too crazy with like sketching and things like that. I feel like I spend a lot more time sketching for like monograms than I do.
Oh, good.
The rest of things. It gets a little hairy.
Yeah.
But I like to just like see where things go. And I like to like really start messing with like some of the geometry things that you can get from just starting to work on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my mind just doesn't work that well in the sketching phase to be like, oh, I can get the geometry of this character to complement these next four. I kind of just need to start playing with it digitally to get there.
Yeah.
Which
it's also a faster pace too. So like, it's almost like whatever your mind's thinking, the program can match it and do all those funky little, like Pathfinder shape builder stuff so quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like with Leet, you can make like a whole face.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
there's something there.
I don't know if that looks like eyes or not.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Boom.
Kind of works.
Faced.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. We've already got like 17 logos we can sell people. It's perfect.
You have set a new Behance record, dude.
I need to, if I ever can afford a house one day, I would love to have Leet as the house address. That'd be amazing.
Oh,
the
that'd be kind of neat.
1337 would just be chef's kiss. It's just beautiful.
That looks killer.
Yeah, Amy says drawing geometric logos and lettering is so hard. Yeah, totally agree.
Ooh, vintage Esquire logo vibes.
I feel like, Amy, have you seen this yet? This Porsche Martini Racing neckerchief. I feel like this.
It's right up their alley.
Yeah, 1,000%. The type in it's beautiful. Just some really funky, fun vibes in it. And
I like that there's just contrast too happening. Yeah, that one's killer.
Yeah, it's great. It's all great stuff. Yeah, just really cool.
Yes, we're doing 90s emoticons.
Pretty soon we'll start our own MySpace again.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
it could happen, man.
We got like 86, maybe 86 plays well.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Just wanted to remind you guys, if you are watching over on the YouTube side, come over here on Behance. You never know, another platform might die today. Stick with Behance. That's where you can get all of the great chat and everything. So much better experience. Come back over here and take a look if you are on YouTube. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? I think it was like the Disneyland Paris has the 30-year anniversary logo, and it kind of looks like the silhouette, the highlights of Mickey's ears. Ooh,
yes, that is amazing.
Love that stuff. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Amy says, dang, that neckerchief is so rad. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
pretty soon I can see some coming from the hut spot.
Very nice. Or you just might be making them once your team logo's all done and you're selling merch.
If you guys need anything, from the Comic Papyrus cult in your storefront, let me know. I'm here.
Ready to go. Has font, will design.
Exactly.
Yep.
Perfect. So I think we
got series 1.
I think we've exhausted enough of that.
There you go. Cool. So yeah, it does kind of look like a cherry. That's kind of neat. I like sometimes by chance what can happen with just giving yourself maybe 15 minutes of or a little more of this exploratory time that you're not trying to shoot for a sketch, right? You're just putting the first few things out there. If anything, it's just getting you a little bit ready for whatever you're doing next,
I'm really into this face now because I feel like it's just a mood. Like
it is.
He's not thrilled that he was made with Comic Papyrus, but he's like, he's here for it,
I'm okay with it. Yep.
Voodoo says, I need nothing from Comic Papyrus.
That's I know.
But you're wrong.
You do. Yep. I know. We were just saying that, Amy, got to get Hobo in the mix somewhere with some other clash with some other. I think Hobo Lobster is my pick.
Hobo Lobster would be amazing. You're encouraging.
Yes. So it'd be like a thick and thin version of the Lobster script, where it's you know what I mean, and then a lot of that contouring. I always look at Hobo and every letter looks like a barrel. Kind of has that shape. So coming soon from the font foundry of Nick and Alex.
The big issue that I'm having with Comic Papyrus right now is the fact that we don't have it as a variable typeface, and everybody knows variable typefaces are the future.
Yes.
And this needs to be extra bold. And I'm just
Yeah.
really not getting that from this. So I think we need to add some weights to it. And
There we
then
go.
we'll be able to take over the universe.
The universe. You're right. It's going to need a little bit.
Yeah. So that's enough for Comic Papyrus for right meow.
There we go.
We'll pick it up again. I wanted to show you guys kind of how to just quickly build from just like geometric shapes. I know that. Like,
yeah. Let's see it, man.
a lot of like racing logos are just geometric craziness anyways. So might as well make some. So you can start with just like a rectangle, and then you can just start shifting it if you want, however far and angular you want it to be.
Yeah.
But I've already got one that's kind of like in the shape that I want. And I've started kind of like to build some like ligaments around it.
Great.
So I've got this kind of like, it can be as long as short as it needs to be to kind of complement.
Great.
But it feels kind of nice as just an L already.
Yep.
And so maybe it's like, maybe it goes super close, maybe it's super far. What do you think? Does it need to be closer or shorter?
I would give it the same width as maybe the bottom piece. What are you trying to do? Like are you trying to do the next letter, or are you trying to do
letter.
Okay. I thought maybe you're doing like a double stripe of the L. So there you go. Perfect. So now you're just getting in the A.
Yep. Now I can get the A in. I'll just bring this up. And then I'll go to the crossbar, and what I can do is I can just align it to the top.
Yep.
We can't see
it's almost like you've got pre-made like puzzle pieces, and you could just continue to maneuver and build off the same architecture.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole intent behind it, is just keep it kind of, I can make up my own letters now.
Exactly.
Maybe, I think this might get a little bit too wide.
Heavy.
But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Maybe you use like what did you use for the gap in the A? Was that the same width as the stroke? You know, the vertical gap?
Yeah, the vertical gap.
Yeah.
I could definitely increase it to be the same width.
There you go.
So something like that. And now I just need it to be, press Command Y, and you can see the outlines, which is super helpful for these things.
Always the best. I think I've put on Command Y a few times, and someone was watching it just going like, what is that? I did not know like, wireframe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's always fun whenever you think you've broken Illustrator, but you just unlocked a new secret.
Exactly. Feature. You're like, is this a memory thing? Am I, is it going to crash?
Oh, no,
I have to go to wireframe. Ooh, yeah, this is looking cool, dude. There you go.
I can just pull this guy down here.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All the same pieces making the same kind of deal. Now, would you tilt that more because it's the Z? Like,
it's a great question.
Because technically it doesn't follow the, if this wasn't italic, right? It would have its own thing there. But I know that's where it's like, this is just the taste thing. Like, does it work, or do you need to like mess around with it somewhat different?
Hold on one second. I saw what Amy suggested in chat. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
BMW.
The BMW thing. Get the, you get the little bit of momentum going. You got the, I don't know what the order of the colors are, but
there you go. Ooh, nice.
It's like,
yep.
I'll just throw in a little,
just a tiny hairline there.
Yeah,
there you go.
So
it's feeling very, it's feeling very racing and inspired right now.
Absolutely.
Cool.
K&N's logo is great as well. There's so many just fun logos. Let's see here. Yeah, the Z. I know what you're saying with the Z.
Maybe you keep your tails the same, but you just take the vertical and give that a slant more, and see. Yeah, like
where you're almost trying to align it from.
Exactly. So exactly. I think that might be because it has the excuse. It should be more slanted than the rest. You know.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah. So just as a reminder, guys, Alex is building a cool little racing inspired logo. Tell them again what it's for. Your newfound discovery.
So I've come out of early retirement as a professional racer, and now I'm going back to being an amateur, but with a logo, obviously.
Good. Yes.
I think it's too slanted now. But essentially, I need a
I
logo
know.
for myself for all the next years of racing that I'll be doing.
Good.
And might as well do it on Adobe Live where,
Yep.
chat
I think
can
you're right.
happen.
It could fall short a little bit of that exact parallel. There you go. That looks good. Nice.
If it needs just the base of it needs to probably just stay what it was. Fine. All right.
There you go.
Just a little, everything's fat right now. So I might want to just like, let me see what I can do. The Z is always going to be a tough one, but let's see. I'll just duplicate this across.
There you go.
See, this is one of the tough parts of like designing for yourself is kind of just start over criticizing everything. Just because you're like, oh, this is, why is my last name like this?
I know. I always admire the people that have those perfect either initials or the last name itself doesn't have some weird structure to it in any font. You're no one ever feels they got the good deal on that one.
Yeah, exactly. How could my parents done this to me?
Exactly. Didn't they know what career I was going to go into?
Didn't they know I needed, specifically one character less or whatever?
Exactly. Yeah. So this can go. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's a good idea.
So I think what I'm liking, this is kind of reminding me of like the Icon Motorsports logo. And what works about their logo is like the cadence of the letters are a lot tighter together.
Yes.
And I think especially for having such a long name, what I should do is probably just tidy up the spacing between things.
Yeah.
Just slightly. Just get everything a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then that would, I think, solve some of the pain points we're having.
Yeah. Do you try to give yourself a maximum width that each letter should fall into? So like the L and the A are obviously not the same, let's call it width, right? So I guess there's play in there. Like I think it's again, it's your eye can tell you more than anything when you're looking at stuff like this, how it's going to look.
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I would do is I'm going to try the rules that I'm going to set for this grid are continuing to, I'm just going to stack it double and each letter will have to fit within
there you go.
This system.
So that's your parameter now.
Correct. This is my new
there
grid
you go.
that I'm building.
Perfect.
And everything will have to just fit with, I guess we'll say that this is the letter spacing.
Good. So then would you just duplicate that over and over again?
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
There you go. Perfect.
Cool. And that's not perfect, but it'll get us there. So
there you go.
L. This is supposedly the A.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to grab this. Maybe just shove it straight through the middle.
There you go. Kind of neat too. You could have like, in a way, because now you have a letter here that it has to be a little thinner than what you had originally planned. Maybe it even could be like each letter kind of falls behind the next one too. Like, you could almost do a stat, like a bit of a shuttered version of a logo if it worked. But I see what you're doing now. Now you got this kind of working perfect. There you go.
Man, I need you to just design with me all the time. You make me feel so good.
I'm saying that now because if I art direct you the right way, you're going to create the Longo logo.
Yes, perfect. No, Alex, start with.
You could be like that A doesn't it doesn't look like an A. I'm going to get you to do it as an O.
That's so good. Let's see here. So if I do that, then the Z could potentially be. I wonder if that would mess up with the cadence. But if I start with something like this, where it goes over it.
Yeah.
Does that giving it extra wide in between the Z?
So the idea that you're saying that that's going to connect to the A or not?
No, not necessarily. We're just shaving off.
Oh, good. There you go. Perfect. Yes.
Both sides.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
And then that's gonna be, I don't know, maybe it's
That's the most abbreviated Z ever. It's like we're giving you just this little clue that it's not an I or an L.
You know, sometimes these ideas, they don't work. You know?
I know. But again, you know, when you see someone take that risk again and you see a Z that you've never seen before, right? Like you go, why didn't I do that? Just
Exactly.
like the TikTok girl.
Yeah, true. I loved her Detroit lines.
Oh God, so funny.
Wow,
I think her
best Z in the game.
Yeah. Now, what if the Z, the diagonal is? I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep the same width, and you've done that. But I was gonna say is if you make the, yeah, I was gonna say that, and then make the. You want to keep the angle the same. You don't want to do the exaggerated angle.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, maybe I just need one. Oh, that's maybe the move. All right, let's do this real quick.
Let's see.
See, chat, there's a reason why they call it Adobe Live. And it's because we're doing it live.
Yep. You're seeing every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm trying to do here is maybe center it.
Oh, there. And then skew it?
Not necessarily skew it.
No.
But I just want to, let me just get my outlines correct here.
There you go.
Why does it always do that? All right. Pull it there. Boom. All right, so that will give me the center line. And then what I'll do is I'll take that out and then I'll center this to that.
Great.
I think. Did I press the wrong button? So.
All right. Something's happening there.
I see what you're saying. Then it looks like an eye.
Yeah. Would you look at like, if I'm in this zone, typically what I would do is like, look at just some other examples and just be like, how did somebody else figure out a funky italic Z? You know, like to me, because it looks like it's working. I'm almost thinking it feels like, what's that Italian Lavazza? I know I don't think they have a Z in there.
Googling how to draw Z's now.
Yeah,
chat.
there you go. See that?
But yeah, Lavazza.
That's forbidden. See, I think that just gives it's got to have some slightly more angled parallel just to work, you know?
Yeah. All right, we'll skip the Z. We'll just keep moving.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
Because your next one is super easy.
Yeah. Oh, duplication over here. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, and then I got R. It's always amazing once you start doing these things and you're spelling your own name and you forget how to spell it because you're just like on to the next letter.
Well, you're looking at it so differently than any other time you're looking at your last name. So it's like, yeah, you're right. Wait, what comes after N? So you're going to go, it feels like, I think to me, that feels like the right. So yeah, I think a little bit down. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
it starts to look a little like digital, which is kind of neat. There's something kind of cool there. So no curves. Maybe that's like rule number one right now. You might try something later, but trying to keep it all completely straight lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering, everything, do I want to do the top and bottom bars on the eye, or do I just...
Ooh.
It's breaking my rules now.
I think they might look to make the Z more real or stand out. I think you just should do a straight stripe for the eye. Because if you add the tails, won't it look too much like the Z a little bit?
Double wide or single wide?
Ooh, I think it's got to go single. That's where you break it a little bit.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Single wide trailers. Let's go.
Love it. Yeah.
Right. So here
now we got our favorite letter of all time to make. Because I think this is going to be a nice, easy one, huh? Might not be.
Well, it's perfect. What are you talking about?
But it's missing.
Yeah, it's
It
missing.
doesn't have the skinniness anywhere that the other letters do. You know what I mean? Your breaks are skinny, but do you see how every other font has, with the exception of the I, actually has a black version that's quite thin and slim.
Yeah,
It feels heavy on there.
it does feel very heavy. That
Yeah.
is true. So why couldn't I do the Z like this?
Oh, again, then it gets, to me, that just feels like a different font.
Yeah, it does. Right.
You know, that's totally different. You got much more of a vibe happening already. And I guess maybe the S would be better in, yeah, maybe your, sorry about that.
It's moving day.
Yeah, something's happening outside. What do you guys think? How about you guys? You need a break on the R2, I think.
What happened to my R? My R disappeared.
Oh, you stole it. You
I stole
didn't
it.
option click it. Yeah.
There
There you go. Maybe should that be the same? Should that little black, there you go. Yeah, there you go for the R, and then there you go. So what do you guys think for the S? I'm thinking, yeah, feel the heaviness there. Well, it's happening. What's interesting is you get a break on the L, you get a break between the A and the Z, and there's a lot of breaks. There you go. So maybe even blowing these up a little bit more close to each other so there's an even weight throughout there. Maybe the S like the Z. Oh, just opposite. That might be interesting. So you rotate the Z to make the S.
Oh, okay. Let's do
Maybe
that.
move the larger white chunk out of the S all the way to the back edges to create the thin part on the left and right edges. Okay, there you go. Have you saved this yet?
Where we're going, we don't need saves.
We don't need saves.
We'll save right now. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
All right, let me just transform it. Oh yeah.
So a vertical flip
Oh yeah, vertical
with the
flip,
S.
right? Yeah.
Now a rotate, I guess, or there you go. Nope, you're still a Z. Oh, mirror it.
I'll just do this.
Oh, but that's a good point. Now, does your, yeah, you kept with the same parallel, so I guess that would be what the S would look like. But touching's gonna we're gonna start seeing a U there.
I know.
You know?
All right. Well, anyways, this is how you do this logo if you were better at logos.
I like what Miles said. That's a dangerous game right there. No saving.
Yeah, I like how I was like all cocky and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saving, but I've already had one crash this stream. So.
Exactly. Hey, I think it's at least a cool vibe. You know what else too? You know, sometimes I've seen these logos almost each letter steps either down or up in some way, and I wonder if you just each letter got shifted up a little bit, could that help define them more? Because there's still something. I think there's something very kind of cool happening in there for it to kind of find some solution. You know,
I agree. I think there is something interesting happening. I'm just trying to figure out I think right now we're at the early stages with it where the cadence of the letter forms are also off. So
yeah,
you're running into this it's got momentum, but you keep kind of stumbling over yourself as you're trying to get up to speed.
And that's a little tough. You want that
there. So,
I know. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see what you're talking about with if I was to make a geometric over here.
Sure. And different colors in them can help separate the letter type. You know,
absolutely. But this is kind of what you're talking about, right? Where you can kind of stagger them. But I got the crossbars happening.
Ooh, kind of the way you had it was cool. Or even just that, yeah.
This was one of my favorite things I used to do as a kid, was do my name like that with just like the crossbars, essentially.
Oh, nice. Yep. Did you ever go by Laz for short?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Nice. And that works, dude.
Yeah. It's
Well,
like,
now your new personal branding is done.
It's like this thing.
Oh, exactly. He's going back to his roots, guys. That's
Exactly.
Alex's first graphic design ever.
I still never made it where I like literally loved it. I don't know why.
Oh, I know.
Well,
that's how you knew if you were going to be a graphic designer, like the high school years. If all you drew were your initials and band logos, like you were like exactly. you were in. Yeah, dude. I mean, there's something kind of neat, or even if it just, I know what you're doing by connecting them, but even if it's just each one was just 2 or 3 notches higher or lower, and just again more movement, but it actually is. It's proving to be
doing something like this, right?
Yeah. So or even skewing the whole. Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly.
And then probably this one would match.
Just a little. Yeah. There's so many different ways you can kind of mess with that and play around with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, so now what do? We're ready for option 2, I think.
Ready for an option. All right, let's get going.
Let's get going.
All right.
But these are great. You can pull from these.
Yeah, I think there's some fun things. What I really like about this is the numbers that are kind of just organically happening. We got like the 20,000
the end
5 or something.
Yeah, 20,000, 200,005.
That's my racing number.
Let's hope
20,000 other faster people than me.
We're artists. We were told there'd be no math here.
Yeah, that's
ooh,
that's great.
Yeah, everybody. I've had some nightmares on that first logo too, Val. That's crazy. I know we did a few episodes ago on Office Hours. Both Andrew and I showed our first logos that we ever did for our thriving design businesses right out of school. Yeah. Some great. Oh boy, did I have to dig down the archives for that? But yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, dude, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've lost. I like the. I don't even know my last name anymore, but.
You just need that tail on the top of the Z, and there you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what I was missing.
But again, just kind of messing it around a little bit, almost not having any rhyme or reason to where they're located. You got some a little bit higher than they should be, some a little lower. There's something. It almost now becomes one logo unit, which I kind of like.
Oh, I see. This definitely feels Lavazza. Is that what you were just directing me into?
Yes. See, they're my new client, and I need a concept. Let's go.
I love it. I'll get the Nick Longo brand done and the Lavazza work for you.
There you go.
That's so funny. That actually does have a nice cadence to it.
It does, man. Yeah. I kind of like what's the that show Loki had a really cool thing where the intro to the show showed 5 or 6 versions of what the main title design. It was almost like they showed all the comps prior to the original, and it's in the animation at the beginning of the show, and then it ends on the one that is there. But what's neat is they used completely different typefaces for each letter, but there was this kind of cadence that's happening through what I'm seeing with yours that I'm matching there. And now I'm looking at it even on our small screen, and even scale wise, it's really working good.
It is starting to really flow. I need to just get this guy kind of probably up a little bit more, just because I don't want the baseline grid to be too off. So let me just throw down some rulers or guides real quick.
I like that a lot, and I like that the A's are on slightly different levels. They're not the same. That looks good.
Do you like that?
I do.
Okay, as long as you like it, then I'll take it.
Because you'll be giving me this AI art later when I make my new Longo logo.
Absolutely. Did you know what amazing greatness that Behance is? You can now include all your working files. So I could actually just upload this to a Behance project now, and everybody could make a new logo for me and fix it for me.
That's a great idea. I forgot that that's something you could do.
Yeah, I just noticed it when I was making my new case study.
So when you were uploading, was it
It's in the project creation. It's one of the
yes.
buttons you can add now. It's
And
pretty
it's like,
cool.
does it say like working file or something like that, or
Source file, upload source
source file?
file. Yeah,
Ooh, that's really cool. That's
that's
great.
sweet.
Alex, what are the things you keep in mind when approaching this kind of work? Are there key points you need to check a box as far as you go with this thing?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's your
Do thou
question.
with the
I
questions.
know, coming in hot.
Those are great questions as always, Vivian.
Yeah.
Um, for this kind of work, I think when you're designing for yourself, you're your own worst critic and nothing is ever good enough. And I listened to an architect explain it best. So I'm going to steal this guy's
Good.
work. He said essentially, when you design for yourself, you're left exposed because you cannot hide behind a client's brief
Ooh.
or any requests made of you. So you're left wholly owning the responsibility. And that's why it feels so
Okay.
heavy when you do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I think for me, when I'm doing this work, I am trying to be as gentle as possible with myself around my name, what do I represent, what do I do, all these things, and just kind of keeping it loose and exploratory and not taking anything too sacred. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like if I don't like the logo, I can change it or
Sure.
whatever. So this kind of stuff, I'm just trying to keep it loose. But if I was
Good.
designing for a client, I kind of build a like sandbox of sorts. I
Yes.
put rules in place that are done by the strategy or the brief or whatever, and that helps guide and shape the work. And that is a much more defined thing. Whereas
Good.
this, maybe it's a Formula One logo, maybe it's an off-roading logo one week.
Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a comic papyrus inspired Memphis. So
You just never know.
you never know.
Yeah, and creating for yourself too. It's almost if you what I've loved seeing is when you do create a little bit of a brief, the same way you would with a client, it fixes that issue. And I think that quote you said was perfect. It's because in most cases you maybe didn't build the brief for your self logo or your self branding, and now you're right. It's like you're putting it out there just to be judged, but you have some meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Same way you do with anything else. Kind of like now you can stand behind it. Now the harder part is finding the logo that's going to work even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, yeah.
What are we thinking?
What are you looking at next?
Do we want to do a little bit more like geometric? Do we want to just flip the script? Do we want to go like vintage funky? Do you want to just do like normal athletic? What are you
I'd say
thinking?
flip it and go with one that's a little on the vintage kind of like old style.
Okay.
It might be a nice change of pace and get you ready for whatever the next one's going to be too, right?
Okay. So I've
Yeah.
got a couple little beauties that I've acquired.
Those are great.
I like how
Any
I did.
favorites? Yeah,
Oh man, there's so many already.
I
I like how
know.
I didn't even categorize them.
Yeah,
Just
they're all
like-
over the place.
They're absolutely all over the place.
I like that these are all like, they look like they came from maybe the same designer, but then there's a different vibe on each one that definitely, and then that last one's really kind of killer too.
Yeah, there's some. I got some of these from youworkfromthem.com and
Oh,
some
yeah,
of
that's
them
my
from-
favorite web foundry or collection, I guess, right? Yeah,
Yeah. I love that.
they have everybody.
And it's pretty like relatively cheap comparatively.
Hmm.
So it's a good starting point. This one just came out like 2 days ago, I think, at the top. So
Yeah.
yeah, vintage funky sounds meta. That's like the new category. I'm gonna just start calling these things. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate the vintage funk. I think I got most everything.
Yeah.
Good enough. What I'm gonna do just to see what options we're getting is just quickly throw them all in all caps and see what happens.
Great. Ooh. I like that second one where it's almost disappearing. You know, in the thinnest part of it, there's something really cool with that one. The third one with those A's, you know, maybe you don't do every A that way, but maybe one or two in you only got one. No, you have two. You have three.
I have a couple, but I mean, we could just also kill racing. Like racing could either, it's a take it or leave it. It's an added thing if we want it. We also don't have to do it.
Or it could be a much more simple kind of secondary font,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
There you go.
Man, it's so hard. I wish some of these had like a bold or something that was a little bit, a little bit heavier.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, that's cool. That has a condensed version
Let's have a
in a
condensed,
way.
yeah.
That's nice.
Ooh, okay.
I can almost see, God, I like the upper and lower of that bottom one on the left. That's kind of fun. That's a just crazy font. I love that one, dude. What is that one called?
It's called
Cleoza.
Claycoza?
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 Something?
Clay. They just
Claycozoa.
Claycozoa. There you go.
Claycozoa. What a name.
My fonts, you can also get it on You Work For Them, and I just saw them on Behance. I think literally it just went. $7.
Scroll.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, scroll the to the preview that was to the left there. I love that smaller A with the big L. So it looks like it has some. It has. I think it's doing that for you. It's got like a glyph. Cool. That's neat.
So I think we'll start with that and start seeing what we can kind of get going. But I love the illustrations that they've paired in here. Some really fun stuff. So definitely check it out.
I love those little badges. You almost have to see a font like that now before even making the that's the one I want. Like I need to see it in action.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they show those great previews. That's really cool.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
So we can either, oh my goodness, why am I blanking? Ligatures, type, glyphs. Is that how you do ligatures?
Yeah, or if you highlight one letter, you should get a choice. Oh, there it is. There you go.
Ooh, that's an interesting egg.
Ooh.
Cool.
I think that one works better than messing around with it in that negative space that you get with the L and the A.
Yeah.
Or the L and the Z. That's kind of cool.
Maybe
thanks for posting those, Val.
Yeah, thank you, Val. Let's just start to.
What I like about this to me is feeling like the inspiration art you showed of that one artist that was really kind of doing something different in the same world, you know?
Yeah, that was absolutely the intention. I really, like I said, I would love for him to paint my helmet. So bring it on.
There you go.
See if there's a ligature or a different glyph for the L.
I think there was. I thought there was. Right? Is it a capital? I think it is. Yeah.
Well, let me just.
That's a capital L.
All text or all caps.
There you go. I think it was. I can't remember if it was the same L that they just messed around with, or so highlight the L, and you don't get any options, do you? Oh, there it is. Nope.
Weird.
That's strange.
I see in the glyphs panel here. What's there?
Let's see. Looking. Do you see anything in there?
I do not. It's okay.
They have custom ones at the bottom. See it? The LAs. Is that them?
Yeah. I see. Is this LA?
There you go. Ooh,
that's fancy.
Look at that. Oh, dude. God dang it. Longo will work so good in this too. I'll do a tiny little O. You're like, oh, they don't have that one. I'm so sorry.
Fresh out, Nick.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see what we can make here. Is there an LO?
There's gotta be.
There is an LO.
Oh,
that's
new logo.
Beautiful.
We're done.
Done.
Who else needs one?
That would be $50,000.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, pentagram. Do they have a VO for Voodoo Val?
No, but we can absolutely make one.
We can make that.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. I love a font that, like, if I was going to design one, and yet I have not to do one because I'm nowhere near qualified to design a font, I feel like, but that's so neat to see such a different take. This one just having that squiggle going through it, and it's so consistent and Well
Yeah.
done. Look at that Z. Like that Z is fantastic.
All right. I've got to stop being all caps, please. All of you. All right. So I think, let's see what I can do. The
Ooh,
Z
you
feel
might.
like a good spot for that. And then the A,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this A gets a different A.
Oh, nice.
Maybe just start. I wish there was an easier way to just break apart the letters
Yeah.
and still have them editable. So
Well, I know you can mess with them if you can actually tilt them and everything and still keep it live. I forget, is it a double click on when you double click? You should get, does someone know that trick? You can keep it totally, keep that, highlight the A,
Yep.
and then go to like the rotate tool. Is that what it was?
Oops.
Go to the rotate tool.
I only do the command for rotate. What's the rotate tool at?
It's in the toolbox on your toolbox on the left. That the circle with the arrow on it. One more down, right there.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. Does someone know the trick?
I just want this as a gift.
I know. There you go. Now you got it in motion. It's totally moving. There's a way to actually keep it a live text, but you go into it. Is it the direct select? I can't remember. It keeps it live, but you can do all these. You can rotate it, you can manipulate it, you can raise it, but it's still keeping it in live text, which is kind of cool.
Interesting. All right. Well,
But anyways,
just gonna kill it and then.
There you go.
Boop.
Ooh, look at the way that's moving. I love it.
I love when you can get kind of funky with.
Ooh, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's gonna be cool. Nice. Ooh. It's within the type tool. Thanks. That's what it was. Okay. So, is it the touch type tool, the one at the bottom there?
Let's see.
So highlight something with that. Oh, go back to the type tool. Go to that bottom one, touch type. Yeah. Now click on one. There you go. Now, there it is.
Oh,
thank you for that.
What?
You can rotate it, everything.
Oh my gosh.
See?
What?
Hang out at a corner and it will rotate. You can size it, totally different.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that great? We like to move it.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Isn't that great? Keeps it nice and live, so you got it's so great. Love that.
Are legends.
Just in case you still got to edit your last name.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see what R's I can get.
Only one.
Okay, only one R.
Oh, but I love that. Yeah, like dropping the Z helps the A and R look good there. Like there was something cool there. That looks good.
Yeah, I like the negative kind of river happening in this space is really cool.
You're right. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh wow, that surprised a lot of people. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Someone did that on live a while back, and I was like, damn.
That's amazing.
All these little things we could do. This is great.
I'm actually probably just going to outline these real quick just to move them.
Okay.
Just to kind of funk the space a little bit. Oh.
Nice. So if you guys are joining us just recently, we're here with Alex Lazaris. I'm Nick Longo, and Alex is creating a racing-inspired logo for his racing company. We're trying some really funky things. He's got some really good inspiration. Now we're just in a zone of like, let's just find out what's new and hot and some great fonts and experimenting like crazy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Trying to see what feels cool, what's exciting, like what, racing is exciting. So might as well like make a logo that's also exciting.
Exactly. And this is great too, because you have natural like ins and outs of that font to fit as like a puzzle piece almost,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
the one
great.
issue I'm struggling with is like
the AR.
the R, but like I can kind of mess
Ah,
with it enough. Like because these things are kind of like wood blocking,
mm-hmm.
I can just adjust them if
Yeah,
needed.
yeah,
Do we like
yeah. Look at
that
that.
A
The touch.
more or the other A more?
Let's see, that one or what?
So let me just
What
do a
was the
side
other
by
one?
side real quick.
Yeah. Oh, I see the one you're using with. Yeah. It might, because they're both lowercase. Oh, yeah. I kind of like that one, huh?
Yeah. I'm
Oh, there's three
open.
different. You have three different A's.
I do
There's the
have
cap
three
and
different
like,
A's. Yeah.
well, there's a cap A that you're using with the
Yeah.
law, and then the other one. I think there's two other versions of it of the lowercase.
Yeah. Let me see if I can just change the LA part. I'm wondering if it's weird that you have a caps and then a non-caps.
Oh, can you with the touch type tool? Oh, you already. That's right. You
Already,
did that.
already
Yep.
messed it up. And this is why you don't do destructive editing.
Mm-hmm.
Boop.
Yeah, glad to see that was a cool one. It's at the very bottom of the tool when you click on the T in the toolbox and click and get the options. It's the last one. It looks like a T with a box on it, and that's exactly what it does. Allows you to keep it live and manipulate each individual letter, tilt it, stretch it, change the sizing, all that kind of stuff. There you go. Yeah, I mean, like the grooviness here is looking really kind of fun.
Yeah, what's fun about it also is that because the characters are so funky, you can kind of just mess with kind of how
Mm-hmm.
they're laid in there.
Yep. A
And
little tweak on the tilt a little bit here and
yeah,
there.
little tweaky twill.
Yep. there's a new tool for
Yeah.
Illustrator. Where's that dang tweaky tilts tool?
I kind of like keeping both of the A's the same because they're so
Okay.
close to each other.
It should be because otherwise if it was hand lettering, I'd say the A can be slightly different because of just the way a natural, the authentic vibe of someone's actual signature,
Mhm.
Yeah, that looks good, man. Looks
That
fun.
maybe the eye is a little
There, that
crooked
looks
the other
good.
way.
And then raise the S or like,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
let's see.
Try to like make it long.
Oh,
What do you think? Does
it looks, as long as it's not bigger than the L, I think. Like the L is your, there you go. There you go. That sizes up nicely. Looks great.
there's a puppet warp tool in here now.
Yes.
So
Have you guys used that?
let's get even more funky.
Yeah. So let's do a little puppet warp. So it's got to be a outline, I believe, first, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm just keeping everything still as live as possible, but now I've
Mhm.
duplicated it. And so now I'm just going to puppet warp it just a tiny bit. What I want to do with the puppet warp for it,
You want to bend something?
I want to just bend it like Beckham.
Yes.
Oops.
There you go.
So the great thing about the puppet warp tool is it'll kind of read what you've already put in this on the screen.
Correct. Yeah.
And so you can kind of control where the joints are. So if you think about it like as like a paper doll or something like that, where the hinges are on it is
Mhm.
where the puppet pieces go. So for example, this is reading the middle part, which is a little tough, but maybe.
So you add joints where you want to be, like he said, kind of like that puppet thing, right? Where there's like an anchor and it could actually turn and tilt from that area.
Yep, exactly.
And the great thing is it keeps the integrity of particularly this font, right? And all of its kind of characteristics. It keeps the continuity in there really nice.
Yeah, it does. It keeps a lot of those
Yeah.
like, little details and nuances.
Mm-hmm. I would even do that. I think the eye, you can even do a little bit of a puppet warp too as well.
Extra funk. I like that.
You're like, oh, that's going to happen.
It's so funky. Let's see here. Maybe I just need a little tiny just off. So I want to get the eye. Let me outline that as well now.
Yeah. I maybe like, you could almost, it's a weird one.
Voodoo says, I've never seen someone use the puppet warp for type, and now it's all I can think about. Yeah, it's amazing, especially for things like this. You really want to just lock it in.
Because it literally is, sometimes your mind is saying, if only I could take this thing and do that to it. Now it gives you that option, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
When it
look,
first
like,
came out, I think people used it on like illustrations and stuff. If you had like a person waving, like a illustration, you can
yeah.
literally mess with that character and put it in any position you want, just like it was a model.
Yeah, just like what I love about this is it's very much like you're playing with clay at
Yeah.
points. Like the fact
Yep.
that I could just quickly pull up that ligament and now it still kept a lot of the details
Oh yeah.
is pretty amazing. Like back then, it used to be a lot more work.
There it goes. Oh, neat.
I'm trying to think, do I want,
Ooh, maybe a little bend in it. Like I would almost like take that center anchor and move it up
Like
into
this
the
one?
left a little. Yeah, like maybe
What are you
that
talking
one there. Yeah, like a little bit, because you look at the space that you got between that where the S goes into the A, and then yeah, like there. Oh, there you go. Totally uneven. I love that.
I'm trying to think, man, I wish that I could just like balloon this section up a little bit easier.
Could you do that with the uh what's the other new tool? It's to the left of Puppet Warp there. To that one there. Yeah, the width tool.
I'm
Yeah,
not
so
sure
click,
if it's going to work on.
if you click in the middle and then try to expand, will it do it
Okay.
there?
Let me see.
Let's see. I know it will do it when it's a line, but I don't know if it does it here. Click in the body of it in the meat. Does it do anything?
It's giving me the. Oh, what? Hello.
Oh. Now stretch it. Oh. I'm assuming it has. I'm assuming it has. Oh, that's, you're in a different tool now, right? You're in the there, that one.
It's giving me a no-go.
Yeah. You could do like offset path and make it a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. Just a little offset path can give you like a bold in a font if you don't have it.
Perfect.
Just it. Like, there you go. Done. That's exactly what you're going for. Ooh, liquefy. Yeah, that would be a neat one. Cool. So I see one other area I'm trying to wonder what to do with.
Tell me.
That space below the A and between the A and the L.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like another great candidate
for
the Puppet Warp tool.
Yes.
All right. So if I put a thing there and a thing here and here.
And take that one down. Ooh.
Maybe I leave this there. I'm trying to just predict where it might.
Exactly. And maybe you do the same with the L and let the L fill in some. Yeah, there it is.
This is me after Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say, do this, and maybe the L gets a little bit, helps fill the space up too. Like if you warp the L a little bit, could work a little, because it does. That L could be a little more of a stronger L just for the beginning of the name, you know?
Not wrong. Let's see.
Yeah. That looks cool. All hand done by Alex.
heavy guidance from my life coach, Nick Longo.
Yeah. He's like, this is my first type, exploration here. There you go. Look at that. That's helping a little bit. Very cool. I love how it doesn't distort anything. It kind of keeps the continuity of that letter right on track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Dude.
Just like that, you've got pretty much your own custom.
Come a long way, man.
You got a little.
Maybe tilt the A a little bit to the right. There you go. Ooh, there you go. That's looking good, man.
I'm wondering,
that R looks funky.
Don't need to move this guy to just be like ever so.
Now you're just showing off.
Gotta get the readability going.
I get you.
There we go. Everything is got a little bit of spacing. Does the R?
I think that midsection of the R has a more twist in it than any other part of the font. You know, that looks heavy. Can you warp that, or
fatten it up a little bit? We might
could be
okay.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
Maybe it's something as like simple. To say, is there like 40 anchor points in here?
Exactly. That's probably one thing about the puppet warp thing is you don't realize you could have started with something really simple, and then guess what? that R has 800 points in it. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that's feeling.
Dude, yes, we are. We are puppet warping live type.
Hey,
that's the way.
What up, Hawk Rattle? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, that looks a little sharp still.
Yeah,
that guy.
So sharp. Why are you so sharp?
Why are you so sharp? Could puppet warp fix that?
I mean, let's just.
I think it caused it.
I think it definitely caused it.
Nice. Ooh, look at that. Now that's quite a cool little feature of just dragging the anchor points alone in the puppet warp mode. It almost does kind of reshape and liquefy in a way. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I'll probably spend 4 hours just smoothing out that.
Of course.
That's feeling
we've
good.
We've got about 25 more minutes. Yeah, man, we're looking good. That looks great.
25 more minutes. Holy moly. All right. Do we want to add racing to this or just keep it as
I think you have to, because I think that's like, where would it go? How would you apply it?
That's a great question.
And do you use the same font? Do you change up the font? Like it's pretty busy, so like
it's busy.
And I think it fits the puzzle. It's got all the right, it's readable, it's compact. I think it fits a good space. Looks really neat, man.
Couldn't have done it without you. Let's see here. All right, touch type tool. Let's do it. Let's make the coolness. All right. Do we have other glyphs?
Oh, good question. Is there an R with a little? No, I thought maybe you'd have the same, maybe with that same tail from the L.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything yet. Is there a way to like look at the glyphs bigger?
I know. There's no views. There's no view. Oh, what about that small mountain, big mountain? There we go.
Look at that. Learning today, chat.
We have showed you just about every incredible new tool. At least new to us.
I'm just learning together. All right, so we got some like accent marks on the R's. I'm not seeing tons and tons of options. So I think we might be.
For now, I think it looked good. If anything, maybe even like set racing up the way you want. And then sometimes what I'll try to do is take that version of the L and try to do a little Frankenstein version of it,
Oh yeah, good idea.
There we go. Look at this, guys.
I don't need to change type styles.
I actually even prefer this more than if this was created in outlines. Like just knowing that you're still got this unit together and you're messing around with it this freely, it's really cool.
It's crazy. Really cool. I didn't know this was a thing. I've this has changed my life. I'm a better person now. He's
like, I will never create outlines ever again.
I do love my outlines though. It's gonna be a hard habit to break.
Oh, 100%. Particularly if you're sending it out, like a lot of times too, like for print or anything else, just making sure if it's got offsets and all that other stuff, or if you created more of a badge with it, it's got to be created outlines.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
oh, that's kind of cool, dude.
Maybe we'll just take the touch type tool again, Shift T. Then I will pull this up over the G's running away. G's scared.
It's like, I don't even know what to do.
It kind of reads like raining for some reason.
Raining. Yeah, it does I do see rain there.
Yeah. So maybe I need to, also because Lazaris is so long, maybe I need to just keep some of this, like maybe this A stays goes all caps. Oh, it's like
Mm-hmm.
messing with my soul now. All right. Let's see here. Do I go separate it? What do you think, chat? Do we stack racing? I think we kind of have to.
Yeah.
Well, the question is,
I almost think like
see like this.
Yeah, I still see that rain first.
Yeah, maybe it needs to be like.
Ooh.
Something.
Born to fit right there. That looks cool. This is the perfect font to be using for this tool because of the way it actually has those ins and outs, and the way it fits is pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's funny too, when you first were designing it, the first thing I saw, because of that dropped R in Lazaris, I was almost thinking like a curved racing underneath it, almost smiling. It would be kind of funny to just have a racing logo. That's just, you know, ooh, there you go. It's got some vibes going. Yeah, stack it like Legos. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, actually, like whenever maybe racing just never will ever get its own space, and it just needs to kind of always fit with like Lazaris.
Yeah.
And if that's the
maybe
case,
connect the eyes in both words to make one long road. Oh. Ooh, I love that intersecting both words. Very cool. You have
so
a
the
few
one thing
different
I'm
options here, man.
struggling with is getting this in to click again. For some reason, the G keeps getting clicked.
Oh, let's see. You're
just
trying to do
the
the end?
over. Yeah, I was just trying to.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Alrighty. Okay, so
that's kind of neat. You almost are, if you think about it, you almost got the shape of a flag, like a flag going right now.
Oh.
You see what I mean? Because at first I was like, oh, I don't know if the G is going to work like that low, but it kind of feels like the flag with a pole, you know, for racing. That was kind of cool. Yeah, and using a different font for racing and keep it one line for impact. That could be kind of neat. So I think it's neat having different versions at least to see like if racing does need to be that prominent in the logo, you've got an option. And then if you want to show it with racing being a little less and like an add-on, you could do that as well.
No, it's great. It's a great point. I think there's just so much to play with this stuff, and that's why I'm excited about this direction a lot. Where I could see this being great on long sleeves or banners or like the neckerchief up here that we kind of saw. It's like there's so much potential to unpack with this from a merchandising and collateral perspective that I think it's just super fun.
Oh, imagine, I think you can almost make a seamless pattern out of it in a way where it repeats and it even nestles when you duplicate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think, how do we get this? So I like this like negative
staggered
space.
Yeah, there you go. I would just maybe take the G down a bit in size.
Yeah.
So it's not touching the S and it's not touching the N. There you go, man.
Yeah, I was actually just about to, let me just get this in. I think the end's probably.
There you go.
Man, this would have sped up I did the Sorbo tequila bottles on Adobe Live like, 2 years ago before this tool existed?
You would have been done in 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh, this would have been so much easier. Just if anybody's in chat watching those videos again, just fast forward and use this.
Just fast forward. Imagine
forward.
We knew we had the type touch.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do here is let me just puppet warp, I guess. Do I just convert this one? I wonder if I can puppet it. Oh, I can. Whoa, you can puppet. Oh, but it's going to take. Right? So I don't want to do that.
Well, what if did you have it selected now and then you did puppet warp? It does everything?
Let's see here. No, I think I just double clicked into it. So maybe I can, just.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
and it's still live.
It's still live.
Okay, so.
Is it going to be live now? I don't know.
It has to. Let's see. We'll find out. Oh my God, look at this. You can make, oh geez, this is great. could literally custom move it to fit the space that you're trying to go for. That looks awesome.
I'm kind of ruining it, I think.
Getting a little thick on I would move that bottom one up a little bit. I think you had it. That was looking good.
So you liked it like here?
Well, yeah, like it's just like finding that right. It feels like it's hugging the bottom of the end a little bit. Like there you go.
Just a little.
Maybe it's like we're family, you know?
Yeah, maybe it just needs a little.
There we go. So I'm wondering, I guess, did it not, is it live still or not? Do we know?
I'm terrified to find out. Let's see.
Unclick and see what happens. Oh, it is. It looks like it's paths now.
It's paths. All of them are paths?
Well, no. Maybe.
Oh, no.
I guess puppet warping 1 turns them all into create outlines.
Okay. Well, now we know.
No, it's not.
No, I just control Z'd.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yes, ask a question, please.
Ask all the questions.
Throw us a question. All the questions now. That's what we're here for. I should have asked that earlier. But ask away, please. There you go. Yeah, I like the offset of it. Looks really good. Oh, dude, when you make stickers, please send some my way with this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, that'd be sick.
Cartier came back after 20 minutes. Is like, the logo looks so good, so creepy.
Amazing.
So we've discovered this. I love this idea of just seeing what that puppet warp and type can do, particularly for such a already messed up font. Like it's already got puppet warp happening in a way, right? Very cool. Ooh, now he's just getting crazy.
Just trying to get wild with it. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, I think just it's gonna just mess with everything. Now the outlines make sense.
Yeah. What would you say you're hoping this logo does for you? Like if someone sees it on one of the cars for the first time, how would you want someone to describe? What's the anticipation?
That's a great question. I think for me, it's just a matter of like making people stop and think for a little bit, or be like, oh, that's interesting. And then like kind of taking a step in, be like, oh, what does that say? And then figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like, not super easy to digest and understand off the bat, but I think it's cool. Like there's a bunch of like in like racing suits for like car racing and stuff. There's a bunch of like different spots where you can press the logo, like one of which is like on the collar. And I think that could be cool for just like this horizontal Lazaris up top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think,
I think you
legible.
Like you want them to obviously look at it and be like, that's memorable. Like if they see it again, they know they've seen it before. Like sometimes that's one of my favorite things to think about, when you are creating anything of this sort,
Absolutely agreed. Just
let's see.
Scaling down the logo. It's a little.
Question is, my client wanted more motion on her letter. I did motion lines, but how can I put more movement on a letter? Well,
that is
I guess
a hard one to answer without knowing.
Yeah, so many different ways. I mean, you could blur, you could do the motion lines like you did. You can add a little vibration to it or something. It depends on what motion really you're trying to say, right? Because you could make it look spin a little bit by radial, you could do a little radial spin. If you want, give us a little more idea of what motion you are going for with that. Maybe we can help. Yeah, even putting it in racing italics will help. Obviously, I think angling them, just having it look like it's going a little more upwards in direction is a great way to do it. Also, too, if it's a logo, then you don't want too many effects on it. I think you want to do like to me, if someone said, I want a melting kind of like oozing font, right? Like this one's doing it, and it does that without any crazy detail. It's still nice and razor sharp and can work for a logo,
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about having the G, like it has this weird diagonal now because the R is so far. So maybe I'll just have to tidy up that later.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There you go, man. Look at the kind of transition, how it started and now it feels really together. Like there's something great about the pairings, the way it like nestles together really nicely. It's really cool, dude.
Yeah, it's gone a long way. So this is what you can do. You know, whenever you get like a typeface that you really like or you think might have some legs, you can start just placing it around with it, start messing with it, see what you can do with it. I think it's you don't have to just use typefaces like default.
I think you've proven something cool there as well. Like when I first looked at the font and you just see it lined up perfectly spaced and everything, I almost feel like it's a little hard to read. It feels repetitive because the letters do look so much alike. Yeah. But when you've kind of went in there and changed it up to what you've done, I almost feel like that font is more readable now because of the way it's kind of that care there, you know? There you go. Now, now that's the best. That's the best. That's the best. Love to take credit for that.
Do you ever do Longo no Rongo? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just gonna make up, you know, taglines.
Oh, there's my new tagline. It will be coming to my website later today. I love that.
I wonder, do we need to do a little bit of a, you know, a little roughen?
A little something? Ooh.
Will that get us what we need?
You want to roughen that, or what are you thinking of doing?
I was trying to see if we could like build a sticker or a frame for it that kind of matches the.
You could do zigzag, and you can do or curved, smooth. There you go.
And then size it down just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not giving me enough variety.
Yeah. Try zigzag and do smooth. That might be, let's see.
Zigzag. Let's see here.
It's under the same thing. Zigzag.
All right.
And then do round. Smooth. You get I see, and then then you can go into the width tool and make it thinner. There it is. Man. There it is. Now we know how they built this font. There we go. Oh yeah, look at this. So you can make some thinner, some thicker. This is great. Whoa.
Whoa. Too thin.
It literally will do whatever you want.
That's bonkers.
Yeah. Wow. I like how you're filling in a little bit of the negative spaces there.
Yeah, that was 1000% intentional.
You're good. And like Jason just said, it's starting to look like a racetrack a little bit.
Oh, true.
Right?
Good point. That's
great. But here's a great point. And this is why I love these tools. You could spend 5 more minutes with us to have probably the most like custom border you've ever seen, and it fits with everything so much better than finding it somewhere else or using a pre-existing one. I think when you see that a tool can give you this creativity and originality that quickly, that's the way to do it. Yeah, they're gonna look at it and be like, I've never seen a border like that. Like that to me sometimes is more important than fitting in so much, you know?
There's probably a reason why you haven't seen a border like this, but
I think you were onto something. It looked kind of because it almost feels Flintstones-y too.
It does.
You know how everything was like a big rock tablet, but like really extruded. Had that same vibe a little bit.
It is. But, yeah, you're right. Like you said, like you spent 5 minutes on this, and you got something really close to the final. You can proof of concept really quick. I think for me, just the biggest takeaway from today is just how empowering these tools.
I would almost think even just
process.
Yeah. Take the whole thing and do an offset path and make a custom like sticker border that mimics the entire border. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
That'd look kind of cool.
I remember from our last project together how much you love the offset path tool.
I think it's like my nickname at school. They're like, if he shows us offset path one more time. That and I love me some envelope distort.
That's right. That's amazing.
Could be my alias name. I love it.
Why is outline
Oh,
not working?
because it's still live.
Yeah, I'm killing
There
it.
you go.
Those are still live up there, so we're good there. And then
What kind of and let's colorize it before the day.
We can do that. Absolutely.
Love to
We got
see.
like 10 minutes left anyway. So
Yeah.
perfect.
Do you have some colors in mind, or should we ask chat for some inspo?
Give us some inspo. Give us some colors.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So give us some color inspo, something we can maybe even look up and bring something over and eyedrop, right from a really cool image or a picture. Give us a theme. Give us something to look up. I mean, I could see this going very neon green with black. I can see like so many different cool vibes with this one coming up. It's very cool. Yeah, throw some color inspiration our way and we'll give it a shot. I mean, we were already talking about how Frankenstein it was with the type. I could almost see this looking very classic monsters vibe,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, very cool. All right, so we've got, I love Andrew's. Red and blue, please. Hot pink, super green, burnt orange, white, red, and blue, a fall theme, Vaseline colors, like the, Valvoline. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Those are the classic ones, I think, for sure. Any of that cool retro racing stuff would be great.
Did you just list all the colors in the universe?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, good.
Amy was saying retro warm, orange, red, burgundy, golden rod. Ooh, golden rod. I'm telling you, if you could just name colors better, people will like them better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of funky and fun. Let's see here.
That's pretty cool.
Sweet stickers, man. I want stickers now. Thank you, chat.
See?
All right, so we said red and blue, so let's just stick with
we got red and blue.
Blue. Go.
Boom. So we're at about a little less than 10 minutes, folks. We're at about 9 minutes left. Now's your chance to art direct. Give us some cool colorways. Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty sick. Cobalt blue.
Like a Chevy Cobalt blue?
Ooh, yes. Let's keep it in the car family, man. Yeah. I'd like a Lumina red, please. Very cool.
Yeah, chat, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, now's your chance, guys. So we've put together quite a cool little collection of maybe beginning points for his racing logo. Some really cool colorways as well. The idea here is like, we're thinking for tomorrow to have maybe one or two more, and then maybe building a kind of like, what's the goal? We're thinking of maybe building like a nice little system. Yeah,
we might do a little system. We might throw this on some merch, maybe things that you might see around the track, whatever chat wants, really.
Yeah.
I'll start showing you how I'd present this to a client or something like that as well.
Yeah. Have you played around with recolor artwork and color edits?
Gosh, good point. We should just do that.
Isn't that great?
Why do I always blank on
object? I think it's object or object. Edit and color edit. Edit colors. There it is. And then recolor artwork. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I saw it and then I clicked away.
There we are.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
just turn these things around, get a bunch of different colors. So cool. I mean,
it's pretty amazing.
I find this gives me colors I wouldn't have chosen myself. Like, Yeah,
absolutely. Color picker. No.
Now, I think that works where if you have an image, so you can highlight the image and see what's going on there. Yeah.
Somebody said something about just changing saturation randomly. All right, there we go. Somebody said something about what? Halloween orange or fall orange or something?
Oh, we had some fall colors. We had, that's an easy, just by changing the hues a little bit here, you can kind of get them a little more dusty, right?
Yep, absolutely. How do I I think it's like stuck. How do I break
that little lock. There you go.
Who would have thought?
Now, and I don't think you can add from here. You got to have more colors in what you're selecting, right?
I think so.
Or can't? Yeah, I don't think you can change that up unless you actually bring in another one. Yeah, someone said the black and white looks pretty damn good already. Yeah.
Perfect. Black and
Oh
white.
yeah,
This is good. Good.
and if you hit the advanced options, you get a little bit, thanks Kobe, you get a little bit more control there. You can assign, you can edit, you can go to color books as well and actually get PMS equivalents here, which is really, I use that all the time when it's just, you need the next, when you don't have the PMS $4,000 book next to you.
Some fun ones. Let's see here. Oh,
Yeah.
of course I go back to default. Let's go back to edit, recolor.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, this is great. Bring saturation up.
And even just using Adobe Color every once in a while to just search for what you're looking for. If you're looking for fall colors, pop on there and it saves it right to your swatch. So when you come back into Illustrator, it's right there ready to use. I like seeing those, what someone else has maybe curated and found four nice colors that kind of go together with some harmony, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That looks cool.
It's, just, trying to get chat what they need, what they want,
Ooh, some global gradients. I can see that happening.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just trying to come up with other tools so you're like, he doesn't always go to the offset path.
That's great. No,
he's got a few tools up his sleeve that long ago.
It's so funny how, there's so many ways to get this work done, and we fall quickly into our own like safety nets.
Yep.
Tools, but that's fine. Everybody has different ways of doing things.
Yeah. I remember someone asked the other day, like, what percentage of Illustrator do you think you know? And it is, even as much as I use it, I'd say it's probably 30% still.
Oh, man.
Like there's still so much you can explore on these things. It's crazy. That's a cool color palette. I love that.
That's fun.
That looks really nice.
Chat, rule of thumb, please take off skill bars from your resumes.
Oh, we've talked, yeah.
Nick and I have been doing this for like 14 years.
We've talked about this a lot. Yeah.
It's so hard to gauge what percentage of Adobe products and I am learning things constantly, as you just saw.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's
so make it 3D. You could do a quick 3D render.
Oh yeah.
That's always fun. As we got a few minutes left.
Oh, I always forget. It's
window 3D or effect 3D.
Effect 3D, I think. Yep.
There it is. Yep. There you go. It's gonna do something crazy. We might lose you again, Alex. Say goodbye.
It was great chat. Great seeing you again. This is always fun whenever you can do the like isometric top. It's a great way to start building out isometric drawings as well.
Yep. Yeah. I love diving into this.
What's going on?
You might find like that's something you would never want to do, and yet it kind of looks cool, right? Like if you extrude this, you could see, and you can mess around with these. You can always expand this and play around with it a little bit more. Look how cool that would look. Oh my gosh.
I wonder, do I just group it together and then it'll find
I would outline it first or create outlines.
Oh, okay. Object, expand appearance. It's probably not gonna work. Object.
Before we, I know we've got about 4 minutes left, guys, but we will be back tomorrow as well at 12 p.m. Pacific time to 2 with Alex once again. Don't forget to stay tuned for the XD Daily Creative Challenge with Elise Todd immediately following this stream. Adobe Live will be back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time with Paul Tranny. So that's what's lined up after this and for tomorrow. And like I said, we'll be back here taking this to a whole other level, a whole new dimension with Alex tomorrow. Should be good.
Love that.
Yeah.
Just take your time.
There we go. And don't forget too, you could take this now and bring it into Dimension and do the same kind of stuff as well. You can extrude and extract and add shadows and layers and all that cool stuff with it as well. There's no excuse for not taking some of the art and doing it in all these different ways when you're showing it off to the client, Yeah,
absolutely. It just gets people so excited when they can start really understanding how they can live and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So just see 5 points of depth. Let's see if it.
Ooh.
Because I want it to maybe feel like a sticker at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder too, if you do them separately, the type from the background, you'll get different treatment you can extrude one of them thicker and one of them thinner, right? With
Oh,
the
you're right.
same with the same access, with the same kind of three components there for your angle. That might be
Good
pretty
point.
cool, you know? So like I said, guys, we will be back tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I think it's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna see where this is gonna go. Taking it to the next step, maybe putting on a few little applications.
Yeah.
That might be kind of fun. I'm sure
Yeah.
you got a jacket or two ready in the mock-up world for this one.
If not, then I will put on my outfit and take some
Good,
take some selfies
good.
for y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, good to see all of you guys in chat as well. Some familiar names, some new names. Hope you guys like this. This is such a fun process because it's like getting to see where we come on, leave off, start off on the next day. Maybe a lot of times you see it with a refreshed kind of eye, and we might go like, whoa, let's change this up, or let's just take it and run with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, today's been
looking
super
good.
fun. I hope everybody learned tons as well, because I absolutely have learned so much. So cool.
Isn't that great? Yeah, man. So this is good. So again, guys, we will be back. Alex, where can they find you really quick? Give us one more plug on the website.
behance.net/Alex Lazaris. Just go there, or you can, go to my website, wearelazaris.com. That's Lazaris.
Perfect, man. All right. Well, we will be back again tomorrow. Can't wait to see where this comes out. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody, today. We will see you tomorrow, and we're going to be doing Lazaris Racing all over again and bringing it to a whole new level. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.